Good morning, again. No slides today. Before coming here, I was asked about my motto in life, and maybe you have seen it quickly on the screen. Well, it's a motto written by a French writer. His name is Saint-Exupéry. I'm French, so. And he wrote a book called The Little Prince. Anybody knows? Okay, great. So the Little Prince has a lot of dreams. And it's great to have dreams. And I was refreshed this morning to hear about all your aspirations and dreams. And even here, I am in my mid-40s and I still have dreams of my own. The motto says, basically, if you want to build a ship, then don't start collecting wood or putting people, ask them to do this and this task. You should teach the people to look at the immensity of the sea. So it's all about aspiration. It's all about the vision and the purpose. But then I realized that you guys have no issue with this. You have a vision. I mean, the ocean is ahead of you. So there is no problem with that. Your issue is more, okay, which ship am I going to take to sail? And which direction am I going to go? So at the end of the day, this motto is not so much for you. But it's there to remind you never to quit your dreams, never to quit your vision and your purpose in life. So I had the task to talk about conscious leadership, and what I did is I called my daughter. Before coming here, she's 18 years old and she just moved to Canada to study political science. She wants to be the next Ban Ki-moon. I have another one, she wants to be a chef, but I asked her, tomorrow I'm going to be standing in front of 1,500 very smart students, and I have 10 minutes to tell them something that they might remember. You know what she said to me? She said, Dad, just be fun, be cool, say something smart, and since you're older anyway, they're going to think it's very wise. Okay. So, having said that, okay, she gave me an idea. I mean, it's about being smart and being wise, There is a learning in this. When I was your age, I wanted to be smart. I wanted to be the brightest in the room. I wanted to know all the answers. And I wanted to beat everybody else. I was not a good skier. I was a good tennis player. And I hated to lose. Well, I still do, but I'm still working on myself. But at the end of the day, 25 years later, I've traveled to 40 different countries. I counted. I've worked in 10 different countries with 10 different people, 10 different cultures. And I've had 4 kids, wonderful kids. 2 I adopted from Korea and China. And it taught me a lot of things. And it changed me quite a lot. And the thing it taught me is that it's not about the answers. It's not about giving the answers. It's okay to say, I don't know. But it's about giving the right questions, raising them. Remember this, you can tell a man is smart by his answers. You can tell a man is wise by his questions. It's all about that. It's all about opening doors, creating opportunities, and raising questions. Because if you make assumptions, and the assumptions that you know, then you're doomed, then you're lost. So what is important is keep asking questions. Maybe some of you are familiar with this. There's a famous Japanese guy who developed a methodology to solve problems. And it's called the 5 whys. Do you know? No. Okay. It says this. If you want to solve a problem, then basically, on average, you have to ask 5 times the question, why? Why is it that my people do what they do? Why is it that people... Only after you question 5 times why do you go to the root cause of the problem. So asking questions is really essential in creating conscious leadership. Now, what does it take to raise those questions? It takes a lot of open-mindedness. It takes a lot of experience. What I would encourage you to do is to multiply the experiences in your life. You're 20, 22, 24. You still have the whole world ahead of you. And as Alexei pointed out, the world is evolving very, very fast, faster than before. So that is why you need to experience a lot. You know, I remember in my life, I started, before I graduated, I was selling books door to door in Utah, in the Mormon state back in the United States. It was a very great experience. I got arrested by the police. I met a lot of people, went to jail. But at the end of the day, it was a fascinating experience. And by multiplying these experiences, you get to understand other people. The second important aspect is your ability to change, your adaptability, your flexibility. I think it's great because what Alexei was just presenting requires adaptability and capability to learn and capability to change. Because the road to success is not a straight line. So it's a bumpy road, it's a curvy road, and you have to be able to adapt yourself. I remember back in 2001, I was working for Carrefour, big French retailer company, second biggest retailer in the world. I was very proud because I worked on a big project worth 30 million euro, and I was working for 1 year with McKinsey guys. Okay, very smart consultant guys. Some of them didn't know about trade, but they were still very smart. It was a good experience because I taught them about my business and they taught me about how to structure your mind as well. But at the end of the day, I had to take a turn. I had to shift because that was the end for me of a road. And if I were to progress, I had to choose another path. So I said, okay, I'm going to go into operations. I want to manage a store. I want to manage people. I don't want to manage projects. So there you go. And the next week, I was store manager, deputy store manager, and soon, 3 months after, I was store manager. And my first order when I was store manager was to take care of trade unions. You know what trade unions are? Okay. In France, they are ferocious. They're the mean guys, you know, and the only idea they have when they are in front of a young store manager is just to eat him alive, just to kill him. Because they see him coming and say, okay, this is going to make my day. So yes, you have to be adaptable. You have to adjust your management style as well to the circumstances. And you have to be able to challenge yourself and go out of your comfort zone, of whatever you know. Because this is easy. And what is easy is not giving you lessons, it's not creating learnings. So, hard path is the right way. I'm sitting here in this forum next to a guy whom you saw last year, made a presentation. His name is Vladimir. Very proud to be sitting next to Vladimir, because Vladimir is a very brave guy. Last year, he was head of talent management, deputy in our HR department. This year, he's a different guy, because he chose to go in operations. He chose to go into store management, into leading people rather than advising them, counseling them, okay? It's a completely different story. What he told me, there are two different worlds. So I discovered a new world. And I have the most profound respect for Vladimir and his decision to put himself at risk. So this is something that you guys should never forget. The other important message I would like to give you is about the positive attitude. We here, if we listen to the news, and I was listening to the news on BBC this morning, I could kill myself. You know, it's all about, you know, okay, plane crashes, refugees, wars, depression, unemployment. Okay, you got to be strong not to feel depressed. But it's very important to keep the positive upbeat, because positive is viral. It is contagious. As contagious as being also negative. If your boss arrives in the room and he had a bad day, and a bad morning, or a sleepless night, and you can feel it, it reflects on the entire room and for the entire day. So positive energy is like posting a picture on Instagram. It creates a buzz, it creates a viral disease, but a good one. So what made me really happy this morning is to see all these smiling faces, all these eyes filled with dreams, with energy and a positive one, and I could not feel anything else but energized. So keep it up, guys, because life can pull you down, but you should never forget to see the glass half full and not half empty. We are in a country, I've been here 1 year only in this country. And I arrived on 1st of December. And 16th of December, the ruble collapsed. Okay, some of my colleagues still blame me for this. And then we talk about crisis. I don't talk about crisis, I talk about opportunities. It's a time of change. And we're not going to go back to square one, for sure. But Russia is a land of white spots. We go from a resource-based economy to an economy that cannot rely anymore on gas or oil, so it has to rely on you guys. It has to rely on your capability to become entrepreneurs. Because what is missing in this country is a network of small and medium-sized businesses, is the entrepreneurship, the willingness, and also a bit of help from the government to incentivize this. But at the end of the day, you're going to make the difference tomorrow for this country. And this, I mean, Russia is 150 million people. It's the biggest economy in Europe by far, in many aspects. but in many aspects, it's still a young economy with a lot of white spots. So a lot of opportunities. And there, if you want to retain one thing, for sure, being positive, but being passionate also. You got to love your job. You know, if I work hard and I wake up every day at 5 o'clock, it's because I love my job. Or else I wouldn't do it. So passion is essential. And you need to be an active part of the change. You cannot be a spectator from a sitting chair. You have to stand up and you have to act. And and I will finish with that. There was a great saying by Mahatma Gandhi, who was saying, be the change that you want to see in the world. Think about it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Boris, for your speech. I will switch to Russian now.
Yes, go ahead.
Да. У нас точно так же есть человек, который выиграл право задать вопрос Борису. Это Екатерина Дедловская. Есть ли в зале Екатерина? Есть в зале, да, хорошо. Тогда, Екатерина, пожалуйста, ваш вопрос.
Катя.
Если сможете по-английски, будет вообще супер.
Нет, я по-русски.
Хорошо, тогда я переведу. I will translate.
Добрый день, Борис. Сейчас в соцсетях гуляет такая юмористическая картинка с надписью, что гладильные доски — это сноуборды, которые предали свою мечту и нашли, в кавычках, нормальную работу.
Я переведу эту часть, хорошо? So there is a meme on the internet, widespread now. It's a picture of the boards for ironing some
ironing board, yes.
Yes, ironing board. That ironing boards are just the snowboards that gave up on their dreams.
Okay.
And да, и продолжай вопрос.
That's nice.
Вообще, что вы думаете по этому поводу и как...
I can't wait for the question.
Вопрос в том, что как, наверное, молодым людям, которые хотят все-таки быть сноубордом, а не гладильной доской, преодолеть все препятствия в плане финансов, в плане непонимания со стороны окружающих и быть все-таки тем, кем они хотят на самом деле.
Спасибо за вопрос. So, what's your opinion on the ironing boards? Actually, that was the question. No, that was the second part. You know, young people face a lot of obstacles on their way to their dreams. So when they pursue their dreams, they have a lot of obstacles, like opinion from other people and financial issues and so forth. So how do young people get to their dreams through all these obstacles? So what's your opinion on that? Should they give up on their dreams or not? And if not, then how do they get there?
It's all about the attitude. So I'm not going to talk about the iron board, although I used to iron my own shirts. But at the end of the day, at the end of the iron board, then there is a pitfall. So it's a difficult question, but I would say it's all about the attitude that you develop, because obstacles are all relative. You make your own luck. You know, there's an exercise that I used to do with my some of my teams. I call it the wall of excuses. So you write down 10 excuses that tell what is it that would prevent you from achieving your goal. Okay? And you can find them very, very easily. Okay, I can become sick, the economy can crumble, I can hate my boss, the weather can be also, there are many, many excuses. So obstacles, yes, they're easy to identify. What is more important is how to overcome these obstacles. And it's again by making your own luck and having the right attitude. So being positive, creating your own luck, and learning, and have the capacity the readiness to learn. Because if you have the willingness to learn, then it's okay to make mistakes, it's okay to go sideways, but at the end of the day, you're true to yourself. So it's about, when we say conscious leadership, it's about being genuine and being still staying true to oneself and to one's values. So obstacles you will always be able to overcome. There is no doubt. Just see the world out there as it is and see the opportunities more than the obstacles.
Thank you, Boris.